Tomorrow, this year's entire checking for bugs in food, part 3. In the beginning, we saw the first year we discussed the idea that this halacha, like any halacha, we cannot come in with preconceived notions. One extreme, like, of course, you have to check everything no matter what. Who would ever think differently? You have to spend hours checking. Of course, it has to be that way. And maybe that's halacha, maybe not. Or the other extreme would be, nah, I don't remember my grandmother ever doing this. And of course, I don't have to do these crazy chumras are coming out of nowhere. You need to search either just one talks to this posek or her posek, and that's the end of it. Or if person wants to understand more of the sugya firsthand, then go explore. It has to be a real exploration with no preconceived notions, not this way or that way, just exploring to see the emes. And if it comes out that the emes, the way we understand it, is exactly what Roy says, to check every single fruit and vegetable exactly he says, so be it. And if we think maybe there's more room for leniency, so fine as well, but there's a search for emes. Then we saw B'doraita from the Torah law, halacha is that there's two stringencies from the Torah law. Number one, even a tiny bug, less than a kazayit, if it's a complete one, you get makot. And now do you get makot that's less than a kazayit, you'd have 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of makot, depending on the specific bug that one eats. So the Torah law is very serious, very stringent. The rabbis came along and said, we see how Torah treats a bug, a berry, in such a serious manner, we will be stringent as well. And if a bug, complete bug, falls into a mixture, a complete berry, any complete object, could be like a bird that's not kosher falls into a mixture and it gets mixed up, even 1 in a million, it's afilu be'elef, it's not batel. That's where the rabbis came along, and they said that the Torah is so strict, we will have our own stringency as well, and the stringency is that it's not subject to bittul. From the Torah law, if a bug or any other complete object that's stray falls into a mixture, it would be batel if you can't find it and take it out. That's the Torah law. Rabbinic law says, no, we don't rely on bittul. The Taz comes along and says, this is in Siman Kuf in Yeridea, that this is rabbinic, and since it's rabbinic, a Suffolk drabanan, if it's a question on the rabbinic law, Suffolk lahakel. So that would seem to say, you have some food or vegetable, you don't see any bugs. I'm in a Suffolk if there's anything in there or not. Suffolk lahakel, I could say that I'm in doubt and I could be makel. It's not that simple, because there are times that we don't just say, oh, I'm in doubt, a Suffolk. There might be information that will lead us to say you cannot legitimately say you have a doubt here. Classic example is in davening, Suffolk brachos lahakel. I don't remember that I say bring the fashot after I eat the apple. Suffolk, I'm in a doubt, leave it out. Yeah, but what if I just daven Shemona Esrei a day after we switched over to saying Talamata Levracha? And I don't remember, did I say Talamata or not? So I'm in a doubt. I should go ahead. I don't go say 19 brachas over again. Yes, I do. Because if I'm in doubt, there's another rule that comes along. If I've been 6 months saying the same bracha, I have to assume I've been saying the same bracha. And that's what I did today. If I wasn't thinking about my Shemona Esrei, then I have to assume I said the same bracha. And therefore, the chazaka, the assumption, outweighs the doubt. So back to the bug situation. We go ahead and we say that, oh, I don't know if there's any bugs in the food. Wait a second. There might be other variables that say, well, your suffix is not worth that much. There may be a chazaka, an assumption that there is a bug in this food. And the Shulchan Aruch, this is in Pei Dalet, in Yeridea Pei Dalet, says that there's a few different ways that I might have to assume there's a bug in my food, and I can't say safek. One is if I have a food in front of me, which is normally totally clean, but I see 3 bugs on it. So if there's 3 bugs on it, there's already a chazaka that there may be infestation here, and I cannot continue eating it until I check it out. So this is where the food may normally be fine, but right now I have 3 bugs. There's an assumption that this specific fruit or vegetable, or whatever fruit it may be, there is a problem infestation, and I cannot say safek rabbanan lahakel. I'm in doubt, and I could be lenient. I cannot say such a thing. Okay, so then there's another case. The Shulchan Aruch also, this is in Yeridea. In Yeridea in Pei Dalet, he writes, Darkan lahatliya. What if I have a type of food? It could be a food, fruit, vegetable, cheese, flour. Darkan lahatliya. Its nature is to have infestation. So then also I cannot say, Suffolk, I'm in doubt. No. There's other variables involved. Now the magical question is, the $64,000 question is, well, what does it mean, darkan aliyah? Its normal way is to have infestation. That, of course, we have to look into. and try to make sense of. And Mitzvah Hashem, we will. So right now, just to summarize from the Torah law, batel b'shishim, a bug is batel. In 1 in 60, it's fine like all other foods that are treif. The Rabbanan came along and said, we don't rely on bittul. Taz says, yeah, but that's rabbinic, so if there's a suffix, we're fine. But then there's other factors that will outweigh the doubt. Either this specific food I see a problem with, so if I can't assume it's fine, or in general this food is dakan lahatliya, where it's subject to infestation. So then I also cannot assume it's fine. Mitzvah Hashem, in future shiurim we'll look into the details. What does that mean, dakan lahatliya? What percentage of foods and stuff like that? Shalom.